Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to DDP. And for the last installment of our reverse engineering assignment, for this, we're going to add holes to the points that we made in the last assignment, thus concluding this and completing our assembly. So we have different types of holes here, and we're going to just plug in the information that's in the blueprint. We have the diameter, the depth, whether it's a counter bore, some are counter bore, some are countersink. We're going to make them all with a angled bottom here, as it says here. And we're just going to plug things in. So let's get to it. I'm going to go to Fusion and we'll start to do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to hole. Hole is found here, but I'm going to access it by pressing H, and it's going to bring that up. And what we want to do is we want to click on that and plug in what it is that we're going to do. So this is a counter bore. So we're going to select that. And let's just plug in what we see here. So that we're going to get angled here. And okay, so the first thing we're going to do is add in the entire depth of the whole thing. So that's this dimension here. And I'm going to change that to 0.5. I'm going to change the diameter of it here, which is here. I'm going to change that to 0.5. Right. And now I'm going to look at the counter bore part, and I'm going to change that as well. So what is the diameter of the counter bore? It is 0.38. All right, and now we need the depth of the counter bore, which is 0.20. All right, now I did do this here, but I could have done multiple ones at the same time. So I'm actually going to cancel this. And before I go any further, let's go to the browser. And if you ever find that this is linked, what you do is you right click and you break the link right here. And this will allow you to be able to edit things that are linked to other things. So make sure that that is unlinked. And we're going to go back to our hole command. Now, once this comes up, you're going to notice the placement. It's single or multiple. I'm going to do multiple here, and I'm going to do here. All right, so this should do the same things to both. I'm going to go back to my counter bore. I'm going to go to my angles here. And again, I'm going to plug in some of the dimensions that I have here. So this is going to be overall one, the overall depth, which is a 0.5. And then we want to go here where it's 0.25. Right, and it looks like this counter bore is correct. So we're going to hit OK. And we have our two holes here. Okay, so if the sketch points go away, this is how you get them back. You go to your browser, you go to your sketches, and you turn them back on here. And you'll notice that the sketch points come back. So we're now going to do the holes for these four, because I believe they are similar. And let's go to it. So I'm going to hit H, which brings up this. And I believe these are not counter bore. So we're going to switch off to simple, but we're going to leave the angled bottom here. All right. So I'm going to select, make sure multiples holes are selected. Great. So now we're just going to start to plug things in. For this, it has a diameter of 10. All right. And then, I'm sorry, it has that's the depth, not the diameter. So let's change that to 90. And we'll change the diameter down here to 10. Right, and it looks like that's it. I'm gonna hit that. Those holes are now made. All right, and we're gonna move on to let's see, these right here, these four, and then these three, I believe are all the same. So we're gonna bring up our whole menu yet again. We're gonna choose multiples. Let's take a look at these holes and see what kind of, so these are a countersink. All right, and let's now select which ones we want. Okay, so let's just plug this in. Okay, it has a depth of 0.5, which is here. Let's see, it has a diameter 0.05. Okay, and now let's look at the countersink part, which is 0.15. So we're going to change it from 0.62 to 0.15. And we're going to leave it, oh no, we're going to change it, the degrees to 45. All right, and that looks great. And now we're going to be dealing with these last two here. So we're going to hit H, bring up our hole. I'm going to select the ones we want. Okay, and now let's take a look at the hole. So this is not a counterbore or a countersink, so we're going to leave it simple. And we're just going to plug in the diameter, which is here at 0.25. All right, and then the depth at 0.80. We're going to hit here. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. All of the holes are placed. So what I would like for you to do is to leave it at the bottom view and take a screenshot of this right here with all of the holes dimensioned correctly and the right size. And I can tell whether by the amount of rings around it, the concentric circles around it, what kinds they are. So this is going to be one of your submissions. The second submission, if we go to the name views, and hopefully I did this from the right view, but we want it isometric. All right. So that's one way of doing it. Depending on how you orientated it, it could also be from this way as well. And something else you can do is in the no, I guess that'll do it. So we want an isometric home view of either the front or the back and one of the bottom. Also, you can feel free to click off your sketches here. And actually, that would be preferred. Another thing you can do if you want to click off your joints here, those disappear as well. So those are all in your browser menu. So you can click off your joints, your dimensions, your sketches, your projected geometry, anything you want. So maybe click off all that before taking your screenshot so it's as clear as possible. And that concludes this reverse engineering assignment. So take care. Bye-bye.